What is going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining us right here on Outside the Brand. This is episode 282 for your November 23rd, 2022. I'm your host, Phil, and of course, this is Outside the Brand. Thank you so much for joining us right here on your Wednesday nights, wherever you may be. Guys, tonight's AEW Dynamite tonight was absolutely fantastic. I thought it was an absolutely incredible show. From top to bottom, everything was perfect. AEW Dynamite felt like AEW Dynamite tonight in the sense of where we actually got some things going when it comes to either progression, when it comes to stories, and it just felt like a great, it felt like a great Fallout show from AEW Full Gear that happened on Saturday. We had a great main event with Tomohiro Ishii and Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor World title. We had an amazing trios match with the Elite and Death Triangle. Jamie Hayter, as you see in the thumbnail, as you see in the actual title of the video, Jamie Hayter is now officially named the AEW Women's World Champion. Thunder Rosa is no longer the champion. There is no interim attached to that name for Jamie Hayter and the Women's Championship. She is officially now known as the AEW Women's World Champion, and that is absolutely 100% the correct move to do. I applaud Tony Khan for doing that. There is no more interim. Just like Josh is saying right now, there is no more interim in that name. I really do applaud Tony Khan for that, because the fact of the matter is Jamie Hayter, she deserves that. She deserves to be known as the women's champion. Thunder Rosa is not coming back anytime soon, and we know this. Thunder Rosa was forced. She was forced to give up the championship. She was forced to relinquish the title so that Jamie Hayter could be now named the official AEW Women's World Champion. And I applaud Tony Khan for actually, being a boss and actually stepping up to do the right thing. And that is say, listen, if you're not going to come to work, just come on in. We'll talk about it. And you just got to give up the championship. You got to give up the title. It's going to be what's best for the division. It's going to be what's best for you, because you obviously don't need to hold the championship anymore. And it's going to be better for Jamie, because we don't need the interim attached to her name for the long haul, if she is going to be the champion for a little while now. So the interim championship thing should never even been a thing in the first place. I 100% agree with you there. The interim championship thing is just stupid. It's dumb. It doesn't even need to be a thing. And the fact of the matter is, it diminishes the championship reign. Like, oh yeah, she's just the interim champion. He's just the interim TNT champion. He's just the interim AEW World Champion. No. What's the point of an interim champion? It doesn't make any sense. If you're a champion, you are a champion. It shouldn't come down to an interim. I never liked the interim champions. I've never liked it. Never. In the entire 3-year history of AEW, I never liked an interim champion. But now, we don't have to worry about that anymore, as Jamie Hayter is now named the official AEW Women's World Champion. And she could officially start her reign on the right path, on the right track, and get things going when it comes to this feud with Britt Baker, because you know the Britt Baker feud is happening. You know it's coming. You know Britt Baker is going to turn on Jamie Hayter. We just got to figure out when and where and how it's going to be done, and we will get things going very, very quickly when it comes to that type of a story. Now, we also had the trios match between the Elite and Death Triangle. That match was absolutely incredible. That was incredible. That was fantastic. That was tremendous. That was all the that was all the adjectives. That was all the like listen. It was just incredible. It was great, and I love these teams. I love the Elite. I love Death Triangle. This was match number 2 of the series. We're going to be getting 5 more. We are going to be getting 5 more. And it's just a great time. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. And I absolutely love everything that Tony Khan was doing tonight when it comes to that. To kick off the show, we had William Regal. And people were very upset that we weren't getting MJF tonight. I understood the reasoning why we didn't have MJF tonight. I do. Mainly because I wanted MJF in Chicago, trust me. I did. But when it comes to the MJF title reign right now, we gotta keep him special. We gotta keep him special because at the end of the day, MJF is going to be a special champion. MJF is going to be a long reigning type of champion. MJF is going to be one of the greatest AEW World Champions in this company's history. I understand why people were upset that we did not get MJF tonight, but what William Regal did tonight was incredible. What Jon Moxley did tonight was incredible. I didn't even think Jon Moxley was going to be here, but he was. And it took like this different turn than what I initially thought it was going to be because Bryan Danielson was out there. And, things kind of happened. Things escalated to where Bryan actually slapped Jon Moxley. And I didn't expect it. Right? I did not expect it whatsoever. But it was an awesome segment. Everything about tonight's show, from top to bottom, was incredible. And it made the show a lot more enjoyable in the sense that when I looked at the clock, I didn't even know it was 9:45. Like like the show flew by tonight. When the show flows by, and when the show just flows by like that, and like you're just having fun watching pro wrestling, that's when it's at its best. That's when it's at its peak, and that's when you know that you're seeing something good on television. I do think Mox needs to go on vacation. I do agree with you there, Josh, but if you're going to be selling the fact of Jon Moxley getting screwed over by William Regal, he had to be on Dynamite tonight. He had to be. And I'm glad with what they did. I really appreciate what they did. I appreciated the fact that Jon Moxley was really pissed off. I appreciated the fact that Jon Moxley really had like the sense of urgency to get at William Regal no matter what the fuck it took. Even if he had to go through Bryan Danielson just to get to William Regal. I love the fact and I love the intensity that Jon Moxley has. Jon Moxley got screwed over at AEW Full Gear on Saturday. We know this. We know this for a full-fledged fact, right? But the fact of the matter is, we're going to continue this build. We're going to continue this build. We're going to get to see the story. We're going to get to see the pairing of William Regal and MJF soon enough. And we're going to get the story of how all of this becomes about. How all of this came about. How all of this, it's just clicked. Just happened, right? And that's the story. How did MJF get to the point where he is now? How did he get into the head of William Regal enough to have William Regal turn on a Blackpool Combat Club member in Jon Moxley? When Regal when we when Regal has been leading the Blackpool Combat Club for months. Regal is the story here. And that's what I love about it. It was just a great show. It was a great show from top to bottom. We're going to be talking about it all tonight, guys. Right here on Outside the Brand. I appreciate you guys for coming on in here. Thank you guys for being here on OTB tonight. If you guys were on my AEW Dynamite watch along TikTok live, I appreciate you guys from being there. That was a that was a great watch along. That really was. Um, I think it was absolutely incredible just to see the chat go as crazy as it was. It was a great time watching AEW Dynamite with all of you, and I'll be doing that again next week. But I'll be doing that again for Friday Night SmackDown. So come on into my TikTok live, and we'll be watching Friday Night SmackDown. And it was just an awesome show for Dynamite. It's going to be a great show for Friday Night SmackDown, and we will see things as they continue to develop for AEW, because we are heading into Revolution in March now, so that's going to be great, and it's going to be a fun time. Dynamite was awesome. Dynamite was great. We're going to get into everything that happened on the show tonight. So hit the subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. That way you never miss when we go live. And leave your best part of Dynamite tonight in the comments when the video is officially published and everything, and you can have videos in the comment section. Put your favorite part of Dynamite tonight in the comments. And if you guys have anything that you want me to discuss after the show is off the air, put that in the live chat, and I'll be sure to try to get to it as much as I possibly can. And yeah, just tell me what you guys thought about Dynamite tonight, man. Tell me what you guys thought about Dynamite tonight. We will talk about the House of Black's return. That was absolutely incredible. I loved everything about it. They have a freaking purpose, and they just went all out. House of Black is officially back. It was just great. It was a great show. Everything about it was incredible. So we started off the show with William Regal. He walks out to the ring and he says, quote, "Would you like to hear from your new world champion? You'll hear from him next week. He doesn't have time to come to a place like Chicago. Mr. Freeman is on set of a major motion picture, and I'm sure you're wondering what the union is." And then a fuck you Regal chant breaks out. He calls the crowd um uncouth, and he says that the number of weeks ago he spent he sent an email to MJF and will explain next week. He announces next week, but Moxley's music then hits. Moxley stoically makes his way through the crowd, and the crowd sings along to a Wild Thing. He doesn't look anything but pissed off. He slowly makes his way down to the ring to meet Regal. A "you fucked up" chant happens in the arena. That breaks out, and Moxley stares down Regal at ringside. He makes his way down to the ring, but Bryan Danielson runs down to put himself in between Regal and Moxley. Danielson holds Moxley back and tries to separate the two. He grabs the mic and says, "Listen, Mox, I don't know why he did what he did. He did a bad thing, but we all have done bad things. And please, I ask you, he's got a bad neck, 2 brain bleeds. Don't hurt him." Mox then paces back and forth in the ring and jaws at Bryan. Bryan then slaps him. He slaps Jon Moxley. He then immediately apologizes for what he did, and Moxley is infuriated at Bryan. Bryan says, "You know your struggles. My dad struggles with that too. It's more than wrestling at this point, and when he struggles, I didn't understand. But Regal taught me and he brought the fans out to listen. Uh, he says, "Listen, I don't even care if they're booing right now. You need to listen to me. Because of Regal, I understand his struggles, and before my dad passed away, I could love him. Imagine somebody teaching your daughter to love you in spite of your struggles." The crowd then chants bullshit to everything that's happening right now. And Brian says that he loves Regal. As Mox stares on, he grabs the ropes and thinks about things and turns around to grab the mic. Mox then walks up to Regal and says, "Lordship, I only want one thing from you. I want you to run. Run far away, as far as you can, and never come back." Right now, uh, he then immediately tells Regal all of this. Regal slowly leaves the ring. Moxley intensely stares him down as Regal walks away up the ramp. Moxley and Bryan are conflicted in the ring, and the crowd chants, "Na na na na, na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye." So, I loved it. I love Moxley's intensity. I love Bryan's involvement in all of this. I love Regal just staring at Moxley when Moxley's just honestly just airing out all his grievances after what happened on Saturday. It was just incredible. I loved it all. Just a great opening segment, and the story ultimately continues. We'll see what happens. I love it. I absolutely love it. So the commentators run down the card for tonight is obviously we have the second trios match in the best of 7 series. We have the All-Atlantic Championship match between Hager and NeoC and Hager and Orange Cassidy. We cut to Renee with Keith Lee and asks what's going on in his head right now after everything that happened with Swerve. Swerve then walks up and Renee leaves. Lee says, "Choose your words very wisely." Swerve then covers the camera and says, "Let's talk." So, they're obviously talking. But then, our first matchup of the evening was the AEW All-Atlantic Championship match between Jake Hager and Orange Cassidy. This match was really good. This match was really good. I appreciate the fact that, Orange Cassidy can just go in there with anybody and just make it look good. Jake Hager is very serviceable in the ring. He's not good. He's not bad. He's very serviceable. And when you have somebody like a Jake Hager in there, all you want to see is a good match out of them, right? And Jake Hager is a very serviceable guy. You know what you get with Jake Hager, and that's that. You just get a Jake Hager match. But Orange Cassidy, he can go in there with anybody and make it look fantastic. Orange Cassidy is incredible at what he does. And I don't think Orange Cassidy gets enough credit where credit is due. Orange Cassidy may not have the favorite gimmick of yours, right? Orange Cassidy, it, he appeals to a certain type of audience. But the fact of the matter is, if the guy can go, the guy could go. He proved that at uh, at Forbidden Door. He proved that when he won the All Atlantic Championship. He continues to prove that he can go week in and week out, and still nobody gives him the respect that he deserves. Nobody gave a single shit about what Orange Cassidy was doing at Forbidden Door all those months ago, and that turned out to be one of the best matches on that entire card. Orange Cassidy is great, and he needs to get a lot more respect on what he does. In my opinion, I really do think that. I really do think that his work needs to get a lot more recognized. But we had Hager. He catches Orange Cassidy off the top rope, and Orange Cassidy counters with a stun dog millionaire. Orange Cassidy then hits a tornado DDT, 1, 2, and a kick out by Jake Hager. Orange then he signals for the orange punch as Hager hat flies off again. Hager then catches him with a Uranagi and gets a 2 count. Hager then puts his hat back on and goes for a the Hager bomb. But Orange Cassidy avoids it. Yet Hager gets him in the ankle lock. Orange Cassidy then tries to kick him off, and he does kick his hat off, and he releases the hold. Orange Cassidy then hits the orange punch, and he does a little bit of a roll through for a 1, 2, 3, and that is it. Orange Cassidy retains the All-Atlantic Championship. Post-match, the best friends celebrate with Orange Cassidy, and he gives him the thumbs up to the crowd. They go for a hug, and the factory interrupts. They walk down, and they say that they have some unfinished business from their match at the 0 hour for Full Gear. He says Orange Cassidy has no issues giving out shots, and they cut QT's mic off. The lights go out. Julia Hart is standing at the top of the ramp, and she summons the House of Black. And they are in the ring. They're in the ring. House of Black is officially back, and they are in the ring. Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King are all in the ring, and they just go crazy on everybody. They attack Orange Cassidy. They attack Best Friends. They attack Rocky Romero. They attack the entirety of the factory, and they just go out for everybody. Welcome back chants are going throughout the entire arena. They hit Dante's Inferno on the ramp to QT Marshall. Malachi Black then gets on the mic and says, "Members of the House of Black, please rise." And then the lights go out again, and we head to commercial break. It was just an incredible comeback. An incredible comeback. Malachi Black, we knew he was coming back to AEW. We just had to figure out when was the right time. And obviously tonight felt like the right time. Malachi Black has a new purpose in AEW with the House of Black. This entire new stable is getting a second chance. And this chance has to be the one where they cash in and they go all in on this group. You go all in now with this second stint of the House of Black. You do it, and you do it correctly. You do it the right way. And that is how you officially start the right way for the House of Black. That was incredible. Absolutely awesome stuff right there for the House of Black. I loved it all. I really did. We then had the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament Finals as Ethan Page takes on Ricky Starks. And this match was great. This match was really good. I appreciated this match. I really did. I love both of these men's intensity. I love the in-ring chemistry between these two. They really did show that they could work together for a long time here in AEW. They're going to be great rivals. They really are. And especially when it came to this match with the high stakes involved of the AEW World Championship opportunity on the line, it was great. It was just a great, great match. Both men down in pain, and the crowd chants Ricky's name. Both men struggle on their feet as Ricky avoids a shot and lays a fury of his own Starks in with a swinging neck breaker and starts firing up. He hits the ropes with an assisted DDT, 1, 2, and a kick out. Page then he kicks out, and Ricky is gasping for air. A Rochambeau attempt, but Page blocks it and hits another right hand clothesline. A powerbomb by Page, 1, 2, and a kick out. Ricky got his arm up just in time. Page then signals for the Ego's Edge, but Ricky rolls through for a 2 count. A couple of high knees by Page, by Ricky, and he avoids a clothesline and he hits a spear. 1, 2, 3, and that is it. Ricky Starks is now the official #1 contender for MJF and the AEW World Championship heading into Winter is Coming. It'll be MJF versus Ricky Starks at Winter is Coming for the AEW World Championship. Ricky's obviously losing because MJF's not winning that championship anytime soon. But it's going to be a great match at Winter is Coming. The Stroke Daddy is about to have a great match with MJF. And don't tell me I said that. Tell Johnny. MJF will face Starks at Winter is Coming as he celebrates in the ring. We go to a video package with the TNT champion, or with the former TNT champion, Wardlow. Wardlow is very angry, and he he wanted to make what happened happen. Right. He also hyped the main event of the Ring of Honor World Championship. Also, the triple threat tag match with the ladies involved tonight. So, we'll see where that goes. So, we have all this happening. The commentators are still running down the card. They're wishing us everything when it comes to Thanksgiving and all that here in the States. And then we go to the back with Renee Paquette interviewing Jade Cargill. Renee is asking Jade what is going on between her and Bow Wow. Jade says no comment. I am happy I finally have my belt back with no help. To celebrate, there's a baddie celebration next week. Sterling then comes up and says that he officially says no comment on the matter as well on Bow Wow. And Kira Hogan is basically kicked out of the baddies. So Kira Hogan got fired by Sterling, and yeah, she got fired. I'm like, why the hell did she have to get fired? Kira Hogan was probably one of the best ones out of there. But yeah, so Kira Hogan's no longer a baddie. We then had the AEW Trios titles Best of 7 series, match number 2, between the Death Triangle and the Elite. Death Triangle is up 1-0 at this point because they won their match at Full Gear. I'm not really going to be doing this match any justice. It was that incredible. I really do believe that this match was just damn good. So the Lucha Bros they break up a BTE trigger pinfall for a very, very close 2 count. Nick takes both of the Lucha Brothers out. Kenny sets up the V trigger and he hits it. Sets up a one-winged angel, but Pac gets out of it. Kenny hits a GTS in Chicago. Very disrespectful. I love it. I absolutely love the fact that he hit a GTS on Pac in Chicago tonight. It was just incredible. A 1-2 and Pac actually kicked out of the GTS in Chicago. Kenny is frustrated as he tags in the Bucks. Matt sets up for the Meltzer driver, but Phoenix walks on the ropes and takes out Nick. Phoenix then wipes out Omega and Nick Jackson. Matt then low blows Pac, and the referee could not see it. Alex is freaking out at this point. Um, Matt has a hammer, but Penta has a hammer of his own and strikes him with the hammer. And that's it. 1, 2, 3, and the match is over. Death Triangle is up 2-0 in series with the Elite. We're already getting a 2-0 when it comes to Death Triangle versus the Elite. That's incredible. That's crazy to me. But yeah, we're up 2-0 right now with the Death Triangle. So post match, Phoenix is upset at Penta, and as Pat tries to calm both of them down. Don is silent on commentary, and Taz ribs him. Taz is just being an asshole, just ribbing Don Callis on commentary, just being an asshole. Renee is on the stage, and she has announced that Thunder Rosa has officially relinquished the AEW Women's World Championship. So, that being said, here comes the official new AEW Women's World Champion, Jamie Hayter. Her and Britt make their way out, and Renee says congratulations to the new champion. And as Jamie was about to take the mic to talk, Britt interrupts and says Jamie is the undisputed AEW Women's World Champion. We weren't even calling her the interim because interim is not in our it's not in our dictionaries. It's not in our vocabulary. So, then walk to the ring as we head to this triple threat women's tag team match with Ty Mello and Anna Jay, Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, and Willow Nightingale with Sky Blue. It was decent. It was a decent match. I really did like the intensity of all 6 women, though, in this match. Everybody brought it tonight. I will say that. Did it get enough time? Probably not. I would have liked to see a lot more, but this was a great triple threat tag match for the women. So, we are back from commercial during this match, and Blue hits Jay with a super kick, and Hayter then breaks up the pinfall attempt. Baker then tags in and hits the neckbreaker on Sky, but Willow with a DVD on Baker. Jay then takes out Willow, but Hayter hits a big boot. Ty with a big kick. Sky Blue with a beautiful code red. On to Ty Mello. Baker breaks it up, and then Baker hits a stomp on Sky Blue for the 1, 2, 3. And that was it. That code red was beautiful by Sky Blue. I love it. I absolutely love the way that she does the code red. It's incredible. Absolutely awesome stuff by her. I love the intensity there. So Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker win the match. And post-match, they announced that Tony Storm's run was official and not interim now. So that's good. That's really good. It's officially in the record books and not interim. So that's great. I really do like that as well, because Tony Khan actually showed initiative and took, he was being a boss. So good for Tony Khan. I really do appreciate that. Rebel and Haters celebrate on the ramp. Baker, Rebel, and HAYTER, I should say, celebrate on the ramp. And backstage, we see FTR and Top Flight. This was basically really, just to set up a match for Friday on Rampage. That's all. Just to say, hey, we're gonna put the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles on the line. FTR versus Top Flight should be a great match on Rampage, and we'll see where things go from there. Obviously, FTR are gonna retain, but yeah, should be a great match though. We then get to the Acclaimed. And the Acclaimed are just fantastic. They're just great. I love everything about the Acclaimed. Everybody loves the Acclaimed. Everybody loves the Acclaimed. They are just great. Don't you just love the Acclaimed? I need scissors in the chat. Give me scissors in the chat. Give me scissors in the chat if you love the Acclaimed. Give them to me in the chat. Come on now. I know you guys are here. I know people are here in the chat. I know people are on their phones. Give me scissors in the chat. Come on now. No. No scissors. Okay. I tried. Uh, I tried. The Acclaim's music hits. Max does their rap and everything like that. He talks about breaking up Swerve and Keith Lee. And he talks about how they retained on Saturday. It's Acclaimed every Wednesday. And Bowens hypes up the crowd and says, and they have scissor themed Christmas shirts. Kind of cool. Really cool, actually. He asks to cut the music as a big scissor chant is breaking out in the Wintrust Arena in Chicago. He says he's thankful that they retained and that everybody loves the Acclaimed. His shoulder is feeling a lot better, but most importantly, Billy Gunn's hands are okay. Billy Gunn is unwrapping his hands with the tape. So Billy Gunn's hands are okay to scissor. So they go to do the scissor hand gesture, but Lethal and Sanjay Dutt interrupt them. Jarrett then walks in and says, "Listen up, ass clowns. Wanna talk smack, Max? You best be watching your back." Billy then says, "Get that old ass off my television screen. I still have some pull. Now the moment you've been waiting for has finally arrived. Chicago, scissor me daddy ass." And they do the scissors. They all scissor in the ring, and the Acclaim's music plays, and they celebrate with the fans. So it's just a good, clean. It's just a good, clean, fun type of a thing right here, right? Everybody loves the Acclaimed. And that's not just their catchphrase, it's legitimately the truth. Everything that has happened with them has been organic and it's been true. They are truly homegrown talent in this company. They started off in AEW Dark. They worked all their way up to what they are now. They didn't bullshit. They didn't bitch. They didn't complain. They didn't politic their way to the top. They legitimately went from the bottom to the top of the tag team division. And that's all you can really ask for. Professional wrestling is really the only place where you can see true growth and talent from homegrown stuff like that for me. And this is what I mean by that. You just take two random ass people, right? They have no association with each other. Bowens and Castor, they had no affiliation with each other way before any of this, right? They were opponents on AEW Dark. And then all of a sudden, they started teaming with each other on AEW Dark. And the crowds started to actually like them together. The growth of two young men, the growth of any professional wrestler out there, from the bottom to the absolute top that they could be at their respective division, is some of the most heartwarming and most truthful and most incredible thing that you could witness as a pro wrestling fan because you have been there from the beginning to now. The true growth of a pro wrestler is what I really enjoy the most when it comes to this business and when it comes to the sport, because of the fact of the matter of really just giving it your all and really, really showing what you are made of. That is exactly what Bowens and Castor did. They gave him a chance as a tag team. Tony Khan gave him a chance as a tag team and said, listen, make it work. I don't know how the hell you're going to do it, but make it work. And they did. They found that thing that clicked. They found this. They found this. This wouldn't work with anybody else. If you did this with any other tag team in AEW in the world, it wouldn't work. It would not work. But for somehow it happened, and for somehow it just clicked, and somehow it worked with the Acclaimed, with Bastard, with Castor and Bowens. It's incredible to see the growth of incredible talent. It's just that good. I love it. I I think it's just an incredible thing to witness when you have true growth in professional wrestling, and it's organic and it's genuine and it's true, and you just know that what they did was the right thing. I don't know if I'm the only person that feels that way, but you guys let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments after the fact. Just let me know. We then had the main event, the Ring of Honor World Championship on the line. Chris Jericho taking on Tomohiro Ishii of New Japan Pro Wrestling for the world title. This was fucking incredible. It was a chop fest. It was a chop fest in just basically the entire match. But who gives a shit when it's actually that damn good? If it's that damn good to be talking about, and if it's that damn good to be showing it on television, who gives a fuck? Like, it was such a great match. Jericho can still go. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I don't give a shit if you call him the Hulk Hogan of AEW. I don't give a shit if you just don't think he can do it anymore. Jericho is that damn good. Jericho is phenomenal. Jericho's doing great work with the Ring of Honor World Championship too, and he's going to be doing great work with the championship anyway. So just let it happen. Let it happen. Let him do these defenses. He's going to retain. We don't know who's going to be beating Jericho for the Ring of Honor World title, but I'm liking Jericho's champion. I'm liking it. So during the break, Jericho's chest is actually broken open and it's busted open to hell. It's bleeding like a stuffed pig out there. Um, because of the chops. They continue to rain down chops to each other, and Ishii fires back with chops to Jericho some more. They just keep chopping each other, and it just it just continues to happen. So, uh, Jericho hit a big boot and a clothesline, and then he stomps Ishii. He chops Ishii again with hits and 10 punches in the corner, but Ishii and hits a power bomb to Jericho. A high stack pin, 1, 2, and a kick out. Ishii then powers up, and Jericho and him exchange no sells before Jericho with a cross chop onto Ishii. But he gets an elbow in on Jericho. Ishii then he's on the apron and he tries to suplex Jericho, but they're both on the apron at this point now. Jericho with a shot, and they both tumbled down. Jericho did a DDT on the apron spot, and they both just tumbled down to the floor. Both men are down, and they are struggling to get back up on their feet and get into the ring, but they do it all over again. Ishii then plays possum and hits a German on Jericho. He fires him up and hits one of his own. Does Jericho. A lion salt by Jericho, but no count as Ishii kicks out at the count of 1. Lion salt by Jericho. Then all of a sudden we hit a code breaker, a 1, 2, and a kick out by Ishii. Jericho looks for the Judas effect, but it gets blocked by a headbutt by Ishii. Then we have Ishii. He tries for a brainbuster, but gets blocked by Jericho, and he locks in the walls of Jericho. Ishii then powers out with a huge lariat, and a 1, 2, and a kick out. A brainbuster again, but Jericho blocks that and catches him with a kick and into the walls once again. A center in the ring, nowhere to go as Ishii crawls slowly, but Jericho then shifts him back. He rolls onto his back and locks in a lion tamer this time. Jericho then wrenches it back. Ishii then flips off Jericho, but he ultimately taps out. He taps out, and Jericho retains the title. Post-match, as you see Jericho on top of the ramp as he stares down at Ian Riccaboni, Claudio then appears from behind and slaps Jericho. Jericho falls, he gets knocked down, and begs him to back off as the show goes off the air and it fades to black. So obviously we're setting up Jericho and Claudio again, but I'm fine with that. I mean, it's Ring of Honor. It's nothing too special until we get that Ring of Honor television deal. But I love all of this. I loved everything about the match. I loved everything of Claudio's involvement afterwards. And this entire show flew by. When a show flows by like this, you know you're getting something great, and you know you're getting a fantastic show. From top to bottom, everything was perfect. I loved the pacing of the show. I thought the show was absolutely just incredible when it came to the in-ring action. The promos that everybody was doing tonight was on point. Everything about this show tonight was great. Everybody got what they wanted tonight. Now we did not get MJF, but we got Jamie Hayter, now officially the AEW Women's World Champion, named officially the champion. MJF will be back next week. We had storyline progression between Moxley and Regal. Bryan Danielson is involved now with this as well, so we got all that taking place. And then it just a great show. Just a great show all around. And I appreciate that. I appreciate what Tony Khan did tonight. This was a great, you know, uh it's not a go home show, but this is a great fallout show from Full Gear. And I just love what Tony Khan did tonight from top to bottom. I love that he took initiative with everything. I love the intensity that everybody had. It's just a very well rounded and great show for Dynamite tonight. And I can't wait to see what they do next week because MJF will be there next week. And this is our first time really seeing MJF. So that's great. As the AEW World Champion, that is. So that's going to be great. We're going to be getting more stuff as the week progresses. Obviously, we'll get more matches announced and more segments. So that's going to be great as well. I loved it all. I loved it all. So I appreciate you guys for coming on in. We're doing something. This actually took a little less than an hour to do, which is cool. Which is cool. I get to rest for the rest of the night, which is great. And yeah, man, I appreciate you guys for coming on in. If you guys like what you heard tonight, make sure to hit that like button, turn on the bell for all notifications, hit that subscribe button down below as well. Go down to the links, all the links for everybody that is associated with OTB in the description below. Bonfire.com, the exclusive home of OTB and its merchandise. And I'll talk to you guys. I'll talk to you guys on Friday. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just about to end it. Yeah. I apologize. Uh, but yeah, I'm just about to end it here. I appreciate you for coming on in. You can watch your replay. You can watch your replay. I thought it was a great show tonight for Dynamite. Um, have a good rest of the night, guys. Stay safe. God bless. And I'll talk to you on Friday. Peace.